Welcome to Ask Allison. Here is today's question. What are some boundaries that you have set in place in your practice that you found to be helpful in terms of creating work-life balance or work-life, personal life balance? I'd like to thank Therapy Notes for sponsoring Ask Allison. I love this question. Okay, I'm going to kind of give you a list and we'll talk through them. The time I work and don't work. So not just client hours, but marketing hours, things like that as well. My fee and the number of sliding scale slots I offer. I like offering a sliding scale spot. Now I do part-time private practice. So I have one spot as a part-time private practitioner. When I was full-time, I had 2 spots. That's not a prescription for you. That's just what worked for me in terms of making what I needed to make this sustainable for me in my career. My no-show late cancellation policy, I have a nice, hard, very clear boundary with that, that I don't feel guilty about, which I know that's one of the things people seem to feel guilty about the most. How many new clients I take on in a week, that's not really such a thing anymore because I'm part-time and my people stay with me for a long time, but there was a time when I was building, when I was getting a ton of calls and I had to really titrate how many intake appointments I could do because they take more energy for me. Having lunch every day. I'm an eating disorder therapist, so I think that's like underscored in importance even more so for those of us who work with people who don't prioritize nourishment. But I think in general, I know I'm a better therapist when I'm nourished and my brain has what it needs and my body has what it needs. Having plans on the weekend, personal life stuff, so that I don't waste it. That's self-explanatory. Not scheduling more than 2 things per day over the weekend. I sometimes get very excited and I'm, in a time when we didn't have COVID, I'd be like, oh, we'll do this play date and this play date. So I get to see these 2 moms I really love. And then maybe I'll have a date with my husband that night. And I would pack in a little bit more in like this house project. So now no more than 2 things, sometimes just 1 thing per day that we're really focused on as a family. Taking Fridays off. The only time I don't take Fridays off is when I didn't get the things done during the week that I said I would, and it's because I messed around. It's not because I worked my butt off all week and it's still waiting. That's a matter of me having an unrealistic expectation, and I'm not going to hold myself to an unrealistic expectation. But if I farted around on Facebook instead of writing a blog post or something like that, then I'm going to have to do that blog post on Fridays. Making time to exercise most days. That's not doing things I hate doing, like grueling exercise I don't believe in, moving my body in ways I don't enjoy, because I don't need to punish my body. It does a lot for me. Feel free to internalize that for yourself too. But there are certain exercises that I really enjoy doing, and I because I enjoy them, it doesn't take a lot of gathering motivation to make myself do it. But putting it in my schedule so it doesn't get railroaded and it stays a priority is something that I do. I don't have any therapy or business books at my house, and I don't have any of my favorite fiction books here. I actually cannot concentrate on a fun book or Netflix or anything like that while I'm at work. It just feels weird. I don't do it. And so I've tried to hold that same boundary at home so that I keep a nice separation. Forcing myself into hobbies. I am not a natural hobbyist. I don't love investing a lot of time in things I'm not good at, which is a little bit bratty, and I'm working on that. But it does not come natural. It's much easier for me to create another project for myself work-wise in my off time, but I'm not doing that anymore. No work while I'm parenting. This has been particularly hard in the era of online school, because sometimes I've had to break that. And I've been okay, let me help you get signed into your Zoom room. And then I'm going to be over here writing some things. And then they want my attention or need me. But I find I end up getting pissed off at my children if I'm trying to work when they're just having their normal children needs. And so I don't work if I'm parenting because it creates a dynamic that I don't feel proud of. Yeah, I have an entire course. It's the course that I'm actually most proud of in the Abundance Party, called Private Practice Life Balance, where I talk about the ways that I reconfigured my life because I was getting a little bit out of control balance wise, like it was not working. And so that's over at abundanceparty.com. If y'all have questions for me, and also let me say, like, these are my boundaries. You have your boundaries. Please don't feel like you need to take my boundaries and make them your boundaries. I want you to do the introspective work to figure out what you need for this career to be sustainable and for you to enjoy your life. So that's that. If you have questions for me, please DM me over on Instagram, where I'm abundance_practice_building.